We're starting laying on our left side, and it's like you're sitting in a chair in terms of the way your body's laid out. So you're kind of in the fetal position, your thighs are almost parallel to the rest of the mat, and then your shins are at a 90-degree angle. And then you're gonna put a foam roller over a step or some kind of support here. That step underneath is just so that your leg is in line with the rest of your hip, like your foot, knee, and your hip are lined up, and the foot's not below hip level. And the roller just makes it a little bit easier to get a reach out of the leg when we start doing so. So you started here, you're nice and relaxed. You're gonna feel that there's a little bit of space underneath your left side, which is what we want, just because you're laying on top of that shoulder and you're not completely stretched out on the floor. You can place a pillow under your head if that makes it more comfortable, or you can just rest it on the floor. So once you have this fetal position, you're gonna bring that top leg, line it up with the rest of your torso. So your shoulder, hip, knee, and foot are lined up. You're gonna keep the right toe pointing a little bit down, just to avoid it wanting to point up, because it's not gonna get the same effect. So think about it pointing down, and think about the inside edge of your foot reaching toward the wall that's in that direction. And then as you're reaching it, you're gonna find that the roller makes it a little bit easier to reach. It's a very small motion. You're gonna get to a point where you feel like the right glute is starting to kick in. And that's as far as you need to go. So before I reached, I was here resting. Little point that we wanna note is that we don't have our back arched. We have our rib cage against the back of our clothing. So it's all nice and flush, and that way our low back is nice and relaxed. And then as I start to reach my leg, you're gonna notice that your hip goes that way and your side lifts a little bit off the floor, just because I start to reach my leg and let that roller help me go into that direction. And for me, that's about it. It's a very small motion. You're gonna start to feel the right glute. It's important that we feel the glute and not just the side of your thigh. And you're gonna start to think about the toe pointing a little bit down and the arch reaching to the wall in that direction. At this point, you may also feel left abs and the left inner thigh. Your zipper is gonna be square facing that direction ahead. It got a little bit turned toward the floor because of the reaching action. And this is where you do your breaths. So you're gonna keep that active reach. Take a breath in, blow out. You're gonna feel the rib cage deflating in all directions, especially away from the floor and away from where my left hand is in front of me. Feel that reach through the right leg. Breathe in through your nose. And then repeat. So on the exhale, you can think about elongating your top leg a little bit more, trying to roll it along the foam roller. And then when you pause, keep that reach active. Keep your rib cage flush against the back of your clothing, and you breathe in through your nose. And you can do many, many breaths here. You're gonna feel little shifts happening more and more. The important thing is that you're not changing what you're doing. So you're not unraveling yourself. You're in a very specific position, trying to get that reach to go away from the rest of your body to drive length into that right side of your torso, as well as get a little more of a propulsive action at the hip. That's why we're getting the glute involved. And that's also why you might feel left abs and left inner thigh kick in, because that's the direction we would be turning to if we were pushing off of the right leg.